Good afternoon. Steve Brooks here with Friday's Inside Look by Brooks. Welcome, everybody. Today's topic is a question that members of my law firm get asked very frequently, and it's who pays for my medical bills after a car accident? So in Florida is what we call a no-fault state. So you purchase PIP as part of your no-fault coverage. And PIP is going to be your primary source of coverage to pay your medical bills. It's what we call primary, and then there's secondary, and then below that. Usually PIP is $10,000 in coverage with a $2,000 deductible, and they pay 80% of your medical bills. So, and you kind of got to separate your other insurance from your car insurance. On a normal car insurance policy, everybody's going to purchase PIP. And not everybody is going to purchase liability coverage. Liability coverage, even though it's on the same policy, it has nothing to do with your medical bills. Liability coverage covers you if you were at fault in an accident and the other driver sues you. Because Florida is a no-fault state, no matter who's at fault, if you're in an accident, whether you are at fault or the other driver is at fault, your own PIP coverage is going to pay for your medical bills as the primary coverage. Now, a third type of insurance that sometimes people buy on their auto insurance policy is called medical payments coverage. It's very similar to PIP, in that it will pay for your medical bills. But it's different in that if you ultimately sue the person that caused the accident and collect money from that person, then most likely your auto insurance company is going to have a lien on those proceeds, and you'll have to pay back the medical payments coverage to your insurance company, or a portion of it. Whereas PIP, you don't have to pay back. It's just coverage that's going to automatically cover you no matter who's at fault. You don't have to pay it back. Medical payments coverage, which is an over and above coverage that you have to pay extra for, again, will be on top of the PIP. It will pay on top of the PIP. But if you collect a settlement, then you're going to have to pay some of that money back to your insurance company. The theory behind that is your insurance company is sitting over here saying, well, we had to pay this medical payments coverage because if driver A ran a stop sign, hurt you, and caused us to have to pay this medical coverage. And so if you get money from driver A, then your insurance company has their hand out and they say, we want our fair share because we were harmed by this damage, by this wreck too. So, okay, separate and apart from your auto insurance policy is your health insurance coverage. So once you've exhausted PIP, then your health insurance coverage that you purchase as an individual policy or through your business or through your employer will pick up. And like MedPay, your health insurance coverage will most likely have contract language that gives them a lien on any benefits they pay on your behalf because of someone else's negligence. So if driver A ran a stop sign, caused you to be hurt, caused you to seek medical care, caused you to have a surgery that cost $30,000, and your health insurance covers that surgery, when you collect money from driver A for his negligence, then your health insurance company will probably have a legitimate lien on those proceeds, and your attorney who's handling your case will be legally obligated to repay or negotiate repayment of your health insurance company's lien. Now, when we face this issue on a regular basis and we negotiate hard, that's part of the your legal representation. Sometimes if it's a very complicated matter, we will bring in a third party who specializes in doing nothing but negotiating liens. But that's on a case-by-case basis. So a fourth potential source of coverage for your injuries would be if you're driving your car on the job, so you're doing an errand for your boss, taking something to the bank, and some other driver runs a stop sign and hits you. Your primary is going to be your PIP, and then your secondary would probably be your health insurance or your workers' comp coverage. And if you have MedPay coverage, it would slide in there. Now, you don't have to pursue workers' comp. In Florida, we find that workers' comp, many times, you don't get to choose your workers' comp doctor. So you report the claim to workers' comp, and workers' comp says you go to this doctor over here that we like and we trust and that we pay all the time. And so that doctor has kind of a relationship with the workers' comp company, and they kind of owe their allegiance to them. So many times we get the workers' comp reports back, and they will not be written in favor of the patient. They will be written many times it will be like, oh, patient A, who has a long history of back problems, was in a wreck, but this doesn't look like a traumatic injury. It looks like an old injury. Because if a workers' comp doctor does that, it takes the workers' comp company off the hook for having to pay a lot of money for your care. So if we've got a significant potential auto claim, many times we will advise our clients not to pursue a workers' comp claim because the workers' comp records will poison the well. We'll get those records, and the liability carrier of the at-fault party will get those workers' comp records and say, look at these records. These workers' comp records say that the injured person knew that this was an old injury and not a new injury, so that we shouldn't have to pay. So unfortunately, that's the way the system works, just being real honestly. And if we've got a client that has both a potential workers' comp claim and a liability claim, we will many times advise them, if you pursue the workers' comp claim, the medical records will, in many cases we have seen, can hurt you. So those are the real sources of recovery and potential coverages for you if you're in a car accident. There are also some people will have policies like Aflac that will pay them a per day charge if they're injured in an accident. And I rarely see those type of policies. Normally it's PIP, MedPay, health insurance, workers' comp. And normally in many cases, PIP will cover most of it. And you don't get above the $10,000 in coverage on PIP. If it's a more serious injury that requires MRIs, surgeries, extensive rehab, then you're definitely going to be getting into your health insurance if you have it. So I think that about covers the question today: after an accident, who pays the medical bills? I appreciate everybody showing up and viewing us today. If you are not watching this live, I want you to know that if you have any questions about what I've talked about, or just want to ask me a question in general, feel free to email me at steve@brookslawgroup.com. That's steve@brookslawgroup.com. I'll be glad to get back with you and discuss your questions. Thank you again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next Friday at 3 o'clock. Thank you.